join in. So make sure that audio is blocked on Zoom, but your microphone is still active so people can hear you. Hello, everybody. Oily Hour. Super excited for this lovely Monday. Hi, Christina is here. So Christina is going to jump on with me and Grace as well. Hello, girls. Hi, sisters. So every Monday, almost every Monday, we are here with our sisters, we call it the Doe family. So we're live on Facebook, and now we're joining live on Instagram as well. And you're there joining us today. Welcome. And thank you for your love and for your time. We see the comments sometimes and we don't get to reply to them. And then I get to see them after too. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, we didn't reply. But if you have any questions that we did not answer through the live, just send us a message and we'll be happy to answer them for you. Okay, so today we are here. So Sasha, Christina, Susanna, and Grace. And Susanna is going to jump on Instagram with us in a little bit because we can only fit 4 people at a time. Welcome, Alicia. Cool. So Oily Hour, for you that is joining us for the first time, we talk about different topics, different things, but always connected to what we all do. We're all entrepreneurs with doTERRA. doTERRA is the partner that we have been blessed to be connected to. We chose doTERRA to be our partner, and doTERRA is not just a company or it's known for essential oils, but it's a whole lot more than that, and that's what we talk about here. It is a movement, right? It's a way of life. It's really a lifestyle. And we get to do this lifestyle with the people that we love. And hot weather lover, I love that. Welcome. Good to see you too. Thank you for being here. Hi, Sam. Hello, Yana. And so today we are going to go over a little bit of, what is this lifestyle about? And some of the people that have sent me messages and some of us have asked, what is it? How do I get started? I love what you're talking about, but I don't know exactly how to start. So, and this is what we are going to cover today. Okay, so first, before we cover parts of, we're going to break it down in parts for it to be more simplified, for you to understand and gather the information and be able to absorb some of it. But what you cannot remember, don't worry, that's where actually our job starts after you decide to jump on in this journey of hope and solutions. That's what we do here. So once you start, then our job starts. So you're going to have a lot of support. Okay. So a number of years ago, doTERRA created this lifestyle wellness diagram or pyramid, and it's a guide for us to follow for improving our health. And we're talking physical, emotional, and for a lot of us, energetic and spiritual health. And our belief is that when lifestyle is the focus, because that's what we focus on, health is a byproduct of that, right? It's just a natural thing that's going to happen. You're going to be able to be healthy, feel healthy, energetic, and maintain that energy and that health that we are teaching you about today. So we have what we call CPTG oils, which are certified pure, tested, guaranteed. In Brazil, we call the tested and guaranteed. We had to change it a little bit, the wording on that, but it still shows that we are the purest essential oils in the market, and there is no way to argue with that. And other wellness products too that we are going to be covering today. Sasha is going to be talking a little bit about those, but specifically formulated for you to be able to support this wellness philosophy of eating right, exercising, managing stress, sleeping well, reducing toxic load. And that's what we are going to cover. And I'm going to explain to you what each of these mean very briefly. We do believe in informed self-care, and that means that we encourage people to take a very proactive role in their health and wellness, right? So we give you the path, because that's what's been given to us, but it's really up to me to take on the path and live it. So we've all chosen to take it and make it my own and take responsibility for my health. And through these daily habits, I've been able to learn how to better each area of my life. So here you see, you cannot see, sorry, because we cannot share screen here, but we have the eating right. Basically, is not about quantity, it's about quality. And as we know, our diet should be rich in abundance, right, of antioxidants, vitamins, minerals, enzymes. And also, we're talking nutrition now, right? So your proteins, your fats, the complex carbohydrates. And I'm not going to give you a nutrition class here, but eating right means simply fresh, whole, unprocessed foods, and avoiding things that are over processed and that contain like a lot of sugar and saturated fats, right? So some of the saturated fats are good for you, but the philosophy of eating right in what we do here in doTERRA is basically everything that grows in nature, right? Earth, trees, and you don't unpack it. So there is a saying that you unpack less and peel more. That's what we talk about for us to be able to have this longevity and wellness that we are teaching about today. Exercise is regular, moderate exercise. And if you put those two together, exercising and eating right, that is this, there's no secret, but that is the secret to maintain a healthy body and your composition. And healthy activity means sometimes just taking the stairs instead of taking the elevator. And sometimes means you're crazy on like full on CrossFit fitter, right? Doing your trainings every day, but it's a mentality of being active, of movement. And I do love some more complete exercise programs. And if you are in Honolulu, I go to Koko Head about 4 times a week. And if you ever want to join me, mamas out there, come on, let's do it together, because together it's much easier too. And I would love to have some extra mamas there for us to chit chat on the way up. Okay, so come, let me know, we'll go together. And then rest and manage stress is, is there anybody that doesn't have stress? You guys that are here, do you have any stress? No, it's impossible, right? So when we talk about resting too, and I'm still breastfeeding. I've tried 4 times to wean the last one. So moms, if you are here with us today, I get it. You know, regular sleep is not something that we can brag about, but it's obviously very, very essential for optimal health. And managing stress is also obviously important to maintain good health. And stress is responsible for over 90–95%, some say, right, for all of the disease that happens in our bodies and our minds. So if we don't let our body rest appropriately, the time that it takes, which ideally we're talking 7 hours, which is a dream for some moms, right? For me, it's a dream. It's really compromising our immune defense as well. So all connected, right? Rest, regeneration, immune system, and also chronic stress is a super threat, right? It's the biggest threat that has been tied to a lot of disease. So if you don't get enough sleep, like myself, I don't, okay? But here's the good news, is that if you're able to have tools to cope with the stress, your body does not perceive stress as stress. And then you're not susceptible as much, okay, to these health threats, okay? So then obviously we're talking about some of the plants that we use. You will see me putting some oils on and inhaling them. That's a way for me to keep my cool and for me to be able to regulate and self-regulate my mood and my physical body. And the last one is reducing toxic load. And even though we try as much as we can, right, with the good, healthy habits, and we are exposed to environmental stressors, and we cannot help that. We cannot help. I mean, you can a little bit, the air you breathe, the water you drink, right? But UV rays, especially here in Hawaii, if you live in sunny places, the toxic ingredients that we have in our products throughout our homes, not only food, we're talking about chemical pollutants and all of the things that we're putting in our skin, and that's the largest organ of our bodies, right? So being aware of these toxic threats to our health and choosing products that will do the opposite of harming you, they will actually provide protection. And also for me, it gives me a peace of mind, especially with my little ones. It's important to have that in mind and have that awareness for us to be able to have optimal health. So these are the main pillars of when we talk about health. It's not only one thing, it's a combination of all things. And lastly is informed self-care. That's what we're doing right here. Okay, so self-care, we're big on self-care. Grace is really big on self-care. Grace is here. And we're gonna have a chance to be able to provide you with an ebook that we all created on self-care on the 30th. And I'll talk a little bit more about that. And you can have access to that ebook as well, okay? So the whole idea of what we do is for us to be able to use these wellness solutions, these tools, right? These products. I even feel a little bad saying products sometimes. I don't know about you guys, but because it's not just products, right? But they are formulated to support our body's natural ability to keep itself healthy and can be used in combination with any other type of health practices that you already have. Okay, so it's a complement to what you already do. It will make it better, will potentialize your lifestyle. So let's get started. I would love to invite now, hey, Christina, let's talk a little bit about the basics, right?
Yes. What is an essential oil? For those of you who don't know, essential oils are almost basically in every plant and tree, and so it's the essence of that being. So it's the essence of the plant or the tree. And we are able to, through modern science, and actually even back then, they were able to figure it out, how to distill the plant in order to get that powerful essence oil out of it. And so there's different ways to do the distillation process. There's been many experiments throughout the years to find which process is the best for that specific plant or species. And it also depends on where the oil is actually extracted from, right? So it can be hidden in the roots, it can be in the seeds, it can be in the flowers and the bark. And I think it's so fascinating that different oils can come from different parts of trees and plants. And you actually get different chemical components. So inside of these essential oils are highly potent chemical compounds. And that's why they can be used as plant medicine, because what are pharmaceutical medicines? They're actually chemical compounds put into, usually water soluble type of stuff, right? And then the body is often fighting to work with it. So these are the natural chemical compounds that the plant uses as medicine, and we can also. They often give the plant or tree its scent and protect it from hazardous environmental conditions, and assist it with pollination and really important functions and benefits to the plant itself or the tree itself. And we found that these chemical components can be helpful in our bodies and our life as well. And so that's the true basic of what an essential oil is.
And I love when you explain about it, because Christina is a biologist, and I love that you always take this approach to explain a little bit more in like layman's terms so we can understand. I absolutely appreciate that.
That's what I'm here for.
I love it. Hey, Grace.
Hey. Okay, so I finally remembered to unmute myself on both platforms. Okay, so something really, really cool about essential oils is that they are super effective, and they're probably more effective than the modern over-the-counters that we turn to. And I know that's kind of a big statement, but hear me out. So if you imagine my hand is a cell, and on the outside of my hand is that oily cell membrane, and just in basic terms, it keeps the good stuff in and the bad stuff out. And bacteria it forms on the outside of the cell. So say when we go to the doctor for like a bacterial infection, they'll normally give us like a Z-Pak, right? Or some antibiotics. And it does a really great job at clearing up that bacteria on the surface of the cell. But what happens when we have a virus that's duplicating DNA within the cell? there's not much that we can do. When we go to the doctor, they'll tell us, oh, just go home, rest, drink a lot of water, and let it run its course. And the reason being is what Christina was saying. The modern over-the-counters are water soluble. So they have a really tough time penetrating that oily cell membrane and stopping the duplication of viral DNA within the cell. And what is inherent to essential oils is that they're oil, they're lipid soluble, so they can pass that oily cell membrane and work on a cellular level, and they are very effective. So we say there is we have side benefits with essential oils because they're working synergistically with the body. So you take peppermint for digestive discomfort, you're going to get things like fresh breath, you're going to get a sense of focus and alertness. It'll help to open up the airways. I mean, there's so many side benefits that we get from using an essential oil, and they are just so effective. And so that's what I wanted to share with you. That's a really big takeaway with our essential oils. And it's largely in part because we have the most pure essential oils on the market.
Yeah, so Christina's going to speak a little bit about on the uses, talking about purity, right? And the importance of the purity of it and the difference of
Okay, wait, sorry.
what
I'm
we
having
have.
Instagram issues. Oh no. Am I
You're
on
muted
Instagram
on
still?
Instagram, Chris. Hang on, you're coming back.
Hold on. I think I
We
accidentally
lost you on Instagram.
swiped on
Yeah.
Instagram. Hold on.
So
Yeah. Coming back.
Vasash can there's three ways of using it too, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, essential oils are so versatile.
Here we are.
I always like think about how lucky I am that I have a tool where like I can use it on my skin and then I can use it for a completely different use in my household to take care of like my cleaning. And I love versatility. I'm such a hacker. I'm like, how many ways can I use this one thing? But essential oils are super versatile. The first way that we can use essential oils is aromatically. So if you point your finger and your thumb and you pinch right here at the bridge of your nose, right below your fingers is what's called your olfactory nerve. And this nerve runs through your brain into what's called your limbic system. And your limbic system is your center house of mood, emotion, and memory. And essentially, when we use essential oils, they can work with our mood and affect our memory very quickly. And a lot of people will say, that's so hokey, right? Like your sense of smell. Well, for me, like, I don't know about you, but I cry a lot when I eat food. Like I'm such an emotional eater that I'm oftentimes moved by smell. And it's not always bad, like it's very good. But also say, for instance, when you go to when you go to the dentist and you're getting dental work done, well, they typically give you anesthesia they'll give you anesthesia through gas, right? And they'll have you count down from 10 and all of a sudden you're out. And it's because the synthetic compounds are moving through the mask system, and it's sending signals to the rest of your body to relax and to not feel pain. So we can use essential oils like peppermint right out of the bottle, just smelling it out of the bottle. And you're going to get the benefits and start smelling those compounds automatically. But I also like to take a drop in my hand. Just one drop. It's all I like to just rub my hands together and So that's the first way we can use oils. The second way that we can use essential oils is topically. And well, I love using oils topically because, let's see, my internet's kind of out in and out. So tell me if you can't hear me, okay? Oils are great for using on all types of skin and ages. We can use it for people with sensitive skin. And essentially, we like to use them topically to get directed effect on our skin. Directed effect on skin or say our muscles and our joints. And it's just as effective as using one part oil. And then I'll just rub it anywhere that I'm wanting those targeted benefits. So once again, if I'm using peppermint on my elbows, this is going to help bring a cooling sensation to my joints. I also like using oil with skin sensitivities, so like bug bites, itchiness, or if I'm wanting to create a nice glow. So that's the way we can use essential oils the second way, topically. And lastly, we can use essential oils, only doTERRA essential oils internally. And I only recommend using doTERRA oils internally because we have the certified pure tested grade backing our product. We can get the bottom of a single bottle, look this up on the chemical profile of what's in the bottle, where it's sourced from, and trust that there are no harmful synthetics, contaminants, really no bugs in there. It's just the pure essential oil. Question. Hey Gerard, this is whatever I went to call healing discomfort. I think that's what you wrote, right? Extremely effective. So like my sister mentioned, they work on a cellular level. So they have the ability, some of them, to pass the cellular membrane and to really target that inflammation, that discomfort at the source. So yeah, they're extremely, extremely potent. And going back to the third way we can use these oils internally, I like to use oils internally for a myriad of reasons. One, I use them daily to support detox. So Pam talked about in our wellness pyramid, living more non-tox, right? Minimizing our toxic load. So while we try to minimize what we're intaking, we do have toxic buildup in our cells and in our body. So I really like using citruses in my water to help do. Well, they're going to work as I mentioned, and also the smoothie capsule. If you don't in your capsule, that's internally. Does have a that you without it.
Okay, I think now we lost Sasha for a second. Today the Wi-Fi is really interesting, really interesting. We have you on Instagram, but we lost you on Zoom. Okay, I think now we lost Sasha for a second. But we could hear everything. So no, that was perfect. We could not see you on Zoom, but we can hear her, right? So what you want to do is be able to listen to what she is explaining. But you're back now, Sash. But we could hear everything.
Okay. All right. So we've about how to use these oils, why they are special in comparison to just any other oil out there, right? And then how we can kind of slip them into our wellness pyramid. So there are 3 ways to purchase doTERRA oils, but the way that I focus on kind of the natural lifestyle is how can we make this sustainable? How can you get the most bang for your buck? And I think implement not just one oil for, say, respiratory support or another oil for detox, but really having a well-rounded artillery in your home so that when things random come up that you're not prepared for, you have something that's going to be safe, it's going to be effective, and it's really going to be affordable in the end, because you're not running off to your CVS to go get that random cortisone cream or that random Tums, right? You're having it there, and it's natural and it's safe. So doTERRA essentially put these kits together, and these kits bundle product so that you can target multiple health goals in one purchase. So I love these kits. What they do is they automatically give you a wholesale membership with doTERRA. I've decided to use doTERRA to really carry out my natural lifestyle because I love that it's a whole wellness lifestyle. It's not just essential oils. We have cleaning products. I get my supplements here. I love our supplements. They're our #1 seller. And really, like, I've just swapped where I shop. I hardly go anywhere else now. It's just doTERRA. And these kits have helped me maintain that through the membership. I get 55% off all my products. So I earn points back and they go straight to my dishwashing soap. They go straight back to my supplements, my oils that I use for digestive health, all the things. So our #1 selling kit is called the Natural Solution Kit. And it literally has like everything you need to swap where you shop, basically start over. I'm going to show you a quick little photo. And remember, like, this is just a quick intro. Like, go to the person that you follow, go to the person that helps you live your natural lifestyle, because like this is just a quick little blip. But in this kit, you get your supplements. This is everything to help with your cellular vitality, your digestive health, your brain function. You get your top 10 essential oils for immunity and longevity. You get a diffuser, you get your toothpaste to swap over away from your fluoride toothpaste and over to fluoride-free immune boosting toothpaste. And then you get oils to support your physical well-being too. So our Deep Blue Rub, this stick comes in the kit. I've been using this stick nonstop for the last 2 days. I went out dancing the other night and my knee feels a little agitated from it. So I've just been like, just using the crap out of this. So this is in it. And this is like the most beautiful taste of how you can get a lifestyle. There are smaller kits that help you target. Maybe you just want to focus on one health goal, or maybe you just want one set of essential oils, your top 10, so you can focus on topical usage. We just introduced the Aroma Touch line, and this is an incredible system created by Dr. Hill, who's head of our science, and he's our head doctor in doTERRA, and he helped create this kit so that everybody feels empowered and educated in topical usage. There's so many other kits, but really have fun diving in and figuring out like what pockets you need to fill in your wellness lifestyle. So maybe it's food, maybe it's less stress, more sleep. Use this as a moment to figure out what that is.
I love it. Sasha, we have the Aroma Touch kit. What's really cool about it is that you have a course for free that comes with it. So that is, I love the fact that we're able to get education with the kit, right?
It's complete with videos. Like it's a very complete kit.
And this month we can make our own kits for people too, or for the next maybe couple months, right? So if none of these kits speak to you, which I don't really see why. But if you want a super, super specialized, very specific kit made just for you, we can do that for you. And it will, if it's over 150 point value, just like anything else, it'll include that free enrollment and free shipping. So definitely whoever invited you or whoever you're kind of vibing with, whatever is going on, hit the person up and find out more how we can help you.
Yeah, and they're asking, so how do you spell the name of the products? So Sasha is the person that helps you, right? So she is going to send you a message and will guide you on what's more appropriate for you to get started with. So you can ask her all the questions, all the names, everything. We did not go over all of it because there's a whole lot of different choices. So then you can take a look at it. There is one link that Sasha can send you. You can take a look at all of them and keep sending messages. We learned with Olivia Tai at Leadership about introverted people that work and do what we do, right? So people that see us speaking here think that we're all very extroverted, which we are somewhat, but some of us are not. And it's cool because they do everything through text message. So then if that's your thing, if you want to do everything through text, you don't ever need to speak to anybody, which to me is such a trip, to be completely honest with you. I just want to speak to people all the time. So but if that's, a better way for you, that we can do everything online too. And Hot Weather Lover, what's his name? Gerard? Yeah, Gerard. I love your name. Geraldo, amazing. So, and then Christina was going to talk about, and she's going to, so what's the difference, right? We get asked that all the time. What's the difference of doTERRA? Why I can get these at any store, really, but you cannot. And Christina's going to explain a little bit in a biologic way.
It's funny. I was actually just having this conversation on Saturday with somebody because we were out in the sun and I always have my oils with me. So I was like, let me give you some lavender. Lavender is great for those owies on the skin. And she immediately felt the relief. And I asked her, I said, do you have lavender at home? She said, oh, yeah, I do. And I said, but did you get it from us, me and, the family, because we have doTERRA. And she goes, oh, no, it's something else. I said, well, we're going to get you a doTERRA bottle because you're going to see the difference. So it really is a true difference. There's different types of oils you can, and as Sasha mentioned, you can use them topically, you can use them aromatically, you can use them internally, and you can find them in the store. You can find them on Amazon. You can go to health food stores. You can go to Whole Foods, whatever the store is in your area. I'm sure there's homemade apothecaries that do their own homemade essential oils, and you can do that at home. But what we're talking about here is how the plant is giving us these natural chemical compounds that are healing. And the best way to use that is when it's pure and unadulterated. And I'm going to tell you, even doTERRA will reach those situations where they do a test and something's not within the standards that they're looking for, and that batch is unacceptable and it's not used, right? And so the point is that we have the tools and we have the abilities to do the testing on our oils to make sure nothing is accidentally happening during the distillation process to contaminate the oils and make them less pure grade. Because when we have the consistency in the purity and the quality, then we have that high quality standard and we can say it is almost as if it's pharmaceutical. So it's only because we have the consistency in the purity that we can say that type of a thing with these oils. And that's why I will only trust doTERRA. The family member is like, oh yeah. Did you hear about that person who was taking oils internally and then they got really sick? They got rash and, well, yeah. Were they using doTERRA? Were they doing a protocol, or were they just going off on their own and using whatever oil and just like downing it? No, I mean, even us who use doTERRA, which is a very high quality oil, we follow certain protocols. We don't just down it, insanely. There's certain things that we're doing specifically on purpose. So, that we're here to guide you. We didn't all know what was going on when we first started too. We've put oils in our eyes and had it burn and had to dilute it with coconut oil as we're crying. Like it happens, right? And we're all going to be there at some point, and that's why we're here to do it together and to learn together. But really the certified CPTG means that it's a certified pure tested grade, and on every bottle there is an expiration date, because I was asked that by my husband, like, do these oils, they don't even have an expiration. I said, look at the bottom of the bottle, because you will find an expiration date, but we just have to do that technically. Oils don't really expire. I mean, we found them from Egyptian tombs, right? So, but yes, there's a serial number on the bottle, and we can go to Source to You and look it up and see all of the tests that happened and see all the chemical components in it and see how awesome and how much linalool and alpha and beta pinene and whatever needs to be in there is in there. It's awesome. I love it.
Which Christina will be doing that, but we're not.
No,
really
I mean,
don't
actually,
care.
I don't even do it. I trust that it's real. Like I trust it. That's
No, and I'm joking, but just to make it a little bit more accessible, you don't have to know these things, but it's interesting, we end up learning this stuff, and it's kind of cool, right? Chemistry was not my favorite thing to study in school, and then all of a sudden we catch ourselves like super interested in listening to Dr. Hill, who speaks chemistry, pure chemistry, the whole time, and it's really fascinating.
and it's
But
organic
Chris,
chemistry.
you're talking-
Like just really
Yeah.
super quick before I finish and let Sue and you guys talk about the retreats. In my schooling, I did have to take organic chemistry, and I'm going to be the first to tell you that I didn't pass it the first time. It's a really hard class. I consider myself a smart person, but at the same time, I don't study, so that's kind of my downfall. Organic chemistry is heavy, and I love how Dr. Hill and doTERRA present it. It makes it really easy to understand.
Yeah, and Jerry said chemistry is very interesting, but couldn't pass it. We're with you, my brother. I think you and like 70% of the population, easy. But then you learn because you're living it. But one thing that you said about safety and reminded me to talk about the free safety course too.
Yes.
So doTERRA has this way of really putting meaning to things that are important, and education is in the forefront of what we do. So they created this safety course that only takes 20 minutes for you to complete. You get a certification, so you will not put peppermint in your eye, so please don't do that. And my sister-in-law, I love her, Kelly, maybe she'll see this on Facebook. Love you, Kelly. The first class that I went to teach at her house in Kansas, she accidentally put peppermint in her eye. And so her makeup was running down in one side. It was very funny, but not. So that was not a good example to give in class, but that was funny. But then what we did is we just went ahead and put some coconut oil. Okay, so do not wash with water. That's the first instinct, right? I'm gonna run to the bathroom, wash it with water. Don't do that. So coconut oil, cleaned it right out along with her mascara too. So she was laughing about that. She had one eye with mascara, the other one without. So that reminded me to always say, do not put essential oils in your eyes. So, and then the safety course, you can learn all that stuff. So doTERRA also is known for the education, right? Education is the first most important pillar. And because of that, they are really now very focused on the courses. So now I think with the pandemic, how many courses did you all do?
So
How many
many.
courses did you take through the pandemic? I took a bunch, right? Because
Yeah.
we're home, online, everything. So now courses are big and you can do it at your own time. Then we have the expo here in Honolulu. So Debbie Ortiz and Teddy and Grace and Sasha will be, and Dr. Carla will be at this expo in Honolulu. And it is the 23rd and the 24th. There will be a class as well on the 23rd at 5 p.m. So if you are in Honolulu or if you are on the islands and you're visiting, so come check it out. It's going to be at the Blaisdell Center. and it's the Mind Body Expo. So lots of interesting, cool things to see. And the girls will be there with their booth, and you can come and get some scans as well. That will be a super cool thing to do, that if you've never gotten a scan done, and we're gonna have a 15-second scan. So this one is faster. If you have known about iTovi, it's a little different. So it's a 15-second scan, much faster, and you get a report of the things that your body is asking for. So really, really cool. And you can get it for free. You can stop at the booth. Then we have Sue. Why are you super excited? What we are so excited about? Yes, and it's free. It's free. We're doing it free. And the reason why we're doing this free, which we do a whole lot of free events, but it's also because we want to reconnect with people. We've gotten really comfortable in isolating, and enough, we've had beautiful connections with a lot of our sisters here, that some of them have not gotten out of their homes in the past 2.5 years. And we saw each other at the beach yesterday, some of them, and all of them, no exception, said, yes, I'm ready to get out and connect with everybody again. And these are really close friends of mine that were not getting out of their homes. So let's get connected. So this path that we have been on now 10 years, so we have a 10-year celebration here coming up as well, is a path of self-discovery. It's self-awareness. That's what we do here. And we all believe that it starts with your body first, right? And we carry this body our whole lives. And also this body has a soul and it has a mind. So that's part of your body, all of the bodies that you have within your body. And you'll notice the changes in all realms. And that's what I'm really excited about for the people that get started, or the people that have not gotten started yet, is that this can be what you're looking for, because it was for me what I was looking for. So this really, really changed my life for me to be able to be talking about it today. So I want to invite you to be in touch with all of us, your community. And the theme of our month and next month and the next couple of months is Ma Lama. And again, it's to care for. We talked about that the last week. And that's what we need to do. We need to care for each other. We cannot live alone. We are meant to be tribal, connected people. So we will see you at the Wellness Expo, and also on the 30th, you're all welcome to come. So please send us a message so we can get you the flyer and the invitation. And Jerry, will you ever be in Arizona? We were just in Arizona. Yes, we were all just in Arizona together. We had a get together there, but yes, we'll be again.
But we can come back.
Absolutely. We're going to talk about the California tour that we're doing in summer. So then we can all get connected in California too. So thank you all for your love, for your presence. Love you, girls. Talk to you.
Love you.
In the next couple of days. Aloha.
Yes. Have a good week.
You too. Bye.